So guys, this is the fabric. This is a rib cage fabric, a ribbed fabric basically. So I'll be using this fabric to make the tank top dress. I don't know, tank top dress, anyone. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to get it here. So this is a yard and 10 inches. So all I'll do is to fold into 4 like this. My table is not that wide, but I hope you can see this. So I'll be making it a long dress and we'll get the dress length. So this is the full length of the dress. This is about 57 inches long. So the fabric has this edge. I'll be using it for the down as well, so I'll be cutting it like that. I mean, the first thing you need to do is to get the shoulder, but for this our normal shoulder is 8, that is 16. For this one I'll be using 7, rather we'll be using 7. So this is 7 inches, and here I'll be taking 2.5 inches. The whole neck will amount to 3 by the time we finish sewing. So I don't want the shoulder to be that wide, so for this shoulder I'll come back to 3 is good. I'll come back to 3 inches for the shoulder for this tank top. So we have 2.5 by 3 inches. Then for the armhole line, if your armhole line is 9, that is 18, you come up by 1 inch, that will be 8, that's 16. So my armhole is 8.5, so I'll be coming up by 7.5, so that you don't have excess in your armhole area. For this we are cutting both the front and the back together. So that is that. Then for the neck area, you come down by 1 inch. This is going to be for the back. Then we separate the front and cut the front away from it. So next thing you want to do is to get the body of your dress or your top. If you are making it as a top or as a dress, now what is your bust? Like I said, this fabric is very stretchy, so for this I'll be using 9.5 inches. So I'll use half an inch to sew it in. Then we'll have 36, so it will still stretch. So you can decide to shape the waist area as well. Get your waist length. So the waist is 8. I'll be using 8 inches for the waist. That is 32. So I'm using this stone pen because of the fabric color. So then you get your hip line. The distance between my waist and my hip line is 8. So I'll be using 8 inches for the hip line. So you input your now the basics, the trick for this is you input your, if you're using a stretchy fabric like this rib fabric, you just put your normal measurements without adding sewing allowance. You just add your measurements without adding any sewing allowance because it is very stretchy. If you are using a spandex fabric that is more stretchy, you reduce your measurements by 1 inch so that you don't have excess and it can fit snugly to the body. So this is what I will trace down to the end of the dress. So if you are using a spandex fabric, or if you are using a rib fabric like this, this is the kind of fabric that is mostly used for tank top and other kind of fabric like that. Depending on how stretchy it is, you might have to reduce your measurement by 1 inch or not add a sewing allowance at all. So this is not going to have a sewing allowance at all, and there's going to be a slit by the side of this dress. So let's cut. So this is what you have after cutting out, and this is the front part. Now you can determine if you want the front part to go in more from the armhole line or you want the back part to go in more. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm making the front part go in more. So from here, all you need to do is just to shape out. Now you can draft this on a pattern, but I'm running a freehand with this tutorial. You can draft it on a pattern and try it on a fabric first to be sure you can get it correctly. Then here you come in by 1 inch from this armhole here, just so it will come in deep. Then you connect together. You can see what I did. So the only place that is coming in more is here. Then for the front neck depth, you come down by 3 inches. You come down by 3 inches, then you cut out. So this is what you have after cutting. This is the front part and the back part. So the next thing we'll be doing is to pipe the neck, this the armhole, then the neck. This is what our fabric is remaining. So let me just approximately take out 18, 19 for the neck area. If you know how to fix a polo neck, this will be very easy to do. So we'll be using the remaining parts to pipe the armhole line. So I might have to join this because it's not going to be enough. So I've joined the shoulder together. There's lights and you have a sewing machine, just weave, but for now there is no light. So the next thing I want to do is to pipe the armhole. It is not much, so but I still make sure the joining is at the back like this. So the next thing you want to do after joining it together like this, right side on the right side of the piping fabric, you fold. So make sure your piping fabric is wide enough. You fold like this. Can you see the way I folded it? You fold and you start piping on the right side of your dress. So this is what you have after piping your dress. Can you see how neat it is? So this is the back side. You proceed to do the same thing to the other. So guys, I'm done with the piping of the sleeve, the armhole, and I've joined it together by the side. So the dress is ready, and I'll be slitting it by the side as well. It will be having an open slit by the side to aid movement. So basically that's like that for the dress. So the next thing we want to do, like the last thing we need to do, is to pipe the neck to do our polo neck. So all you want to do is to put your fabric on fold and don't drag. Although this is a very sturdy fabric, so it's not as stretchy as spandex. This is 17. So when we want to cut out, you put your fabric on fold. What do we have here? 17. So I'll be working with 8. That is 16. That is minus 1 inch. Then you sew. Unfold. What do we have together? Unfold. Now this can be determined by how wide you want your neck to be. This is 2, but I'll be sewing it down to either 1 or 1.5. So I'll be trimming the excess like that. So you have this. For necks like this, one thing I like to do is I always like this joining here to be on this side, on the joining, on the shoulder joining side. So I feel this neck will still be wide. Let me reduce it a bit. by 1/2 inch, so we'll have 7.5, right? Make sure you trim the excess so it will not bulge. So this is what you have, and you pin to the shoulder. I like starting from the shoulder. You can start from the center back, but I like starting from the shoulder. So you pin it to the shoulder like so. You get. Then I'll try and expand it to see how it will fit. So it just need little drag to fit it. We don't need to do much. Then, like I said, I like starting from the shoulder point, the joining facing each other like that. So let's get into it. Before you join, but I'll be joining it off after joining it to the body. Make sure your machine is on tight stitch. Then you drag this a little, the down part a little, the down part a little. Then you drag this to match the stretchiness, if there's anyone like that. So make sure you're starting from the front first, before moving to the back area. Oh shit. Once you stretch it all together, if you cannot hold this firmly, just pin it down. So guys, this is what we have. Then I'll proceed to trim this away so the neck can relax rather. Let's see how many inch we have left. So this is just 1 inch, which means I saw it with 1/2 inch. Then I'm trimming out the remaining 1/2 inch. So you trim out for extra neatness. So when you're top stitching, you drag, you stretch it